What is good, everyone? Welcome back to my channel, The Professor here, and we are going to be breaking down crude oil. We've been talking about this. I've been talking about this for the last few weeks. At 73 and 72, we're on the horizon, and we did bottom at this 73.04 on Friday. So we're going to be breaking down the trade setups, and if you notice, I have a very unusual background. We are in beautiful Cancun, Mexico, taking kind of our last family vacation before school starts, and also doing some trading with our members and trading in general here from beautiful Cancun, Mexico. If you've never had a chance to visit these blue waters, you definitely want to do so. Okay, so let's start breaking down crude oil as we normally do. We start with the monthly chart. Now, again, we are only, a couple of days into August 2024. You can kind of take a look at what the week did there. And you can kind of take a look here that over the last 2 days, which were the first 2 days of the month, we have had a significant drop from $78 all the way down to $73. So when you see a jump like that, in this case down, right, is this the bottom? Is this the floor? Not necessarily so. We have to make sure that we trade what we see. And so again, don't assume that we've hit the floor and we're going to go back up. We are going to give you zones on this video so that you feel comfortable about your trading. So if you don't know who I am, maybe this is the first time you've come to this channel. I'm known as The Professor. I've been teaching college business courses for over 15 years, both graduate and undergraduate. And I've been an investor and trader for coming up on my 9th year here. And as a trader, my first 3 years, plain and simple, I sucked. I was bad. I was trying to do it alone. I had no positive community. I had no mentorship, and I struggled. When I figured that part out, my trading change. So my goal is that I can help you, right, become a better trader. And so my plan for you on this video and all my videos are very simple, that you learn the key zones for each chart so you understand support and resistance, and then we mix it in with some other strategies that we have. And then, of course, that you feel better about your trading decisions, right? Trading should be fun. Trading should be exciting. But trading sucks, honestly, when you're losing and you're in a lose streak, or you're not sure about what to do or how to enter or how to manage a trade. So hopefully we'll give you enough guidance on this channel. Or if you want to take it a step further, joining my trading club, we do that for our members each and every day. So buckle up, and we have a great video here for you. Okay, so again, we are taking a look at this monthly candle here. And the first thing I like to do is always kind of draw the bottom where we are at. And let's make this white because of the background. And I'm going to go ahead and make the most recent high right here. Okay, this is still relatively close to this low. So I want to go ahead and use that low at 67 because we cannot discard that oil will continue in a downward momentum. Okay, again, we are looking at the weekly candle. Now, what I do notice right here is something, pretty nice to see for those of you that want crude oil to go bullish, is that we've come down to this 72.50-ish area, okay? And we have seen this rejection now twice. So what I like to do is make this line a little bit thicker to understand that that is going to be a key level that has bounced before, and we came very, very close to that key level. So again, my goal for you is that you understand these levels moving forward. So if at any time you see me drawing something, what I want you to do is pause and then go on your platform, whether it's MetaTrader, whether it's on a futures platform. I trade on both, and mark up your charts. Your price might be different, but understand that the price action should be the same. So let's jump right back into the chart here. So again, this is what you're looking for. You want to see price to possibly react off of these levels here, but obviously on a smaller time frame. So for now, I'm going to leave that 72.50 area there marked off. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the exact same thing right here at this level where we had this nice bounce off this area of resistance, okay? Remember that resistance is to the top and support is at the bottom. So now what we want to do is we want to jump over to our daily chart. Okay, now we begin to look at this price action from a daily perspective. And this is really where you have to begin to kind of pay attention, because you can see here that's starting back from April 26th of this year. Okay, we came down to this level down on June 4th of this year. We went back up to retest that level on July 4th. So not a long time ago, about a month ago, and then we go all the way back a month later. So this is going to be a really key level, okay, right here, as far as what is oil going to do with regards to sellers and buyers. Once we get a close below this area, then we're probably looking at 68, 69 as possible targets. But for now, we need to kind of look at this level here, okay, to see what is possibly going to happen. So this is why you use the multi-time frame analysis. Now, let me jump over to the 8-hour chart. Okay, so again, you can see the price action and kind of how it happened. Okay, and really, we have been kind of trading oil, looking only for sells. Those folks in the club I've been talking about, I'm letting the buys go, and I've only been focusing in on the sell opportunities because they are much, much easier when you are in this downtrend right here. Okay, we were basically just looking for breaks of structure to take the market down each and every time. And every time we got a break of structure, okay, we were taking the markets down. And so something very simple, something that we teach you to do, something that I give out as far as our trade alerts inside of our trading club. So we were looking for that market structure to be broken to continue the trend down with crude oil. Because even though we're looking at the 8-hour chart here, okay, the beauty is that many traders do not zoom out and take a look, that even though this seemed like the trend was up, when you looked at the bigger picture, okay, of crude oil, this is still a downtrend. Okay, this here, from here to here, is still a downtrend with crude oil. So selling is much easier, okay, than obviously buying crude oil. Now you can buy, and we caught a couple of scalps up, but if you really want to stick to the trend, then we're looking at these sell opportunities as much, much easier opportunities. So let me go ahead and get rid of this right here. Okay. Now that we begin to look, and again, let me go back to this 8-hour chart. You can see that we are trend down there. But if we look at the inverse of the bottom here, okay, we have to look at this price kind of being in this area right here. Okay, so this is where we begin to trap price, and we kind of begin to look at this support and resistance levels on a bigger time frame. Okay, so as we kind of zoom in here, and we've kind of done our higher time frame analysis, we can begin to see that this candle right here is a very significant candle. Why? Because of the big push. We had a push here, we had a quick retracement, which is that green candle, and then we had a big push here. You can see the market closed over the last 8 hours. It took a bounce from that trend line area, or also that area of support. So this is going to be the key area moving into the beginning of the week. Okay, what is going to happen with crude oil? Now, understand, as you know, that there are, things happening overseas that may impact the price of crude oil opening on Sunday. That's called the Sunday gap. And again, our members and myself, we trade those gaps live inside our own community. So you're welcome to join us there. Just head over to theprofessortrades.com, pick up a membership. There's even a 7-day trial that you can do. And we'll be more than happy to have you starting tomorrow if you're watching this video either on Saturday or Sunday or whatever. So go ahead and let's take a look now at this gap that may or may not happen. So we want to give you perspective. Okay, we want to give you perspective, and we're going to drop down to the 4-hour chart. Okay, as you can clearly see here, the momentum is very, very bearish. Okay, very, very bearish. For price to break this immediate trend, we're going to put a price tagline right here. We basically need this structure point, 78.78, to break and close above if we're going to go ahead and reach the trend line up here again near 82. In the meantime, we should only be looking for trades between the 72.50 and the 78.78. And you'll see this become pretty apparent as we begin to move through the smaller time frames. So I'm going to get rid of this right here. And hopefully you can see this right here and understand that this area, okay, has also acted as a nice area of kind of support and resistance. So this is our intermediate area. So again, if you need to pause the video and mark up your charts, you definitely want to pay attention to that area, because you would not want to be taking a buy near this area where you have clearly seen that price has rejected on several times. So we're going to be looking for this type of scenario if and when price comes back up here for a break in the retest. In the meantime, we are looking at structure on a 1 hour time frame. We are looking at structure on a 1 hour time frame. So now that we're on the 1 hour, I'm going to give you some levels that you can definitely mark up and take a look at. We had a bounce from there. You can over to the left. Okay. This was also previous resistance to the bottom. So what does that tell us? Well, that tells us that there are levels that we have to respect and that we have to look at even on a smaller time frame. So I'm going to mark up these levels real quick for you. And I know they're going to look a lot close together, but you have to know these levels so you avoid getting into a trade late. So now that we have these levels, you're going to see how these levels play out. Let me go ahead and close this up right here. You're going to see how these levels play out as you move from price point to price point. And that's really the way you should look at trading crude oil, is price point to price point. So we have our bounce, market closed. So this now becomes the gap. And again, the gap is going to be where price closed. And I'll move this up here. Okay. Gap equals where price closed to where price opens on Sunday. Okay, so on Sunday evening, when the markets open, price could either open up to the top side or open up to the bottom side. Okay, depending on where it opens, the difference of price between here and here or here or there is called the gap. Okay, and then there's strategies for trading the gap, and we go into that every Sunday inside of the club. So now we have to look at what is price going to do. Let me get rid of these gap candles for you. What is price going to do at this next level that was previous support, right? We have to wait to see what is crude oil going to do at this 74.50-ish area, okay? So for that, we're going to go all the way down to the 15-minute candle, okay? All the way down to the 15-minute time frame. Now, if we take a look at the 15-minute candle, we are pretty close to where that gap happened, okay? I can see some liquidity candles sitting right down in here, okay? So at this point, we're going to let the markets open, and if crude oil was to come back down to this area, right, until we have evidence that they close below this area, you would be looking at a possible long position, something like this, bringing it right back up to the zone with your stop loss right below this level, okay? Almost a 2-to-1, okay? That's the setup that you would be looking for as well. And if we add a Fibonacci retracement, we can take a look at where the fibs will kind of get us into that area that we like to have those limit orders. So this would kind of be a buy limit order, because we're probably expecting price to kind of give us this leg, okay, on a 15-minute chart where we have the W leg and then maybe back up to this potential right up here, okay? So that is one possible scenario. I'm going to go ahead and delete that right there. That is one possible scenario if price just doesn't take off, okay? And again, we have resistance sitting right up here. Now, if we take an inverted fib, and again, the price action is going to dictate otherwise, and we take this fib from this wick to this low, okay, let's make these fibs white. Okay, we can see here that this rejection area kind of sits perfectly in that spot that we typically look for reversals between the 61 and the 88. Because we know if it closes above the 100, there's a very strong likelihood that it's going to change direction. In this case, it'll continue going up. So this will be the position down here near 73.20, 73.10, where you're looking for the next buy order on crude oil until it proves to us that it wants to close below the 72.70 area. Okay. At that point, you're just kind of trading level to level. Okay. You're trading level to level. So I'm going to remove this long position real quick just to kind of make it big. You can always go back. And again, if you're one of our members, don't worry. You're going to get this chart with all your limit orders as usual. Okay. So just wanted to explain kind of where the price opens with the gap. Now, if we're looking for price to go higher, then what we need is, I'm going to get rid of these fib levels. What we need is we need a solid candle to close above here. But understanding that this is 74.50 and this is 75.21. We just marked up our charts from previous resistance and support levels here. So again, these white lines, and I'm going to put a note here so you have it, okay? Okay. White lines equal support and resistance. So as you mark up your chart, okay, as you mark up your chart, you have to understand that these are levels that you can expect price to react, unless it's something news related and price just shoots through it, or something like an event like Thursday and Friday, right? We did not see too much congruence with regards to support and resistance. They had a short bounce and then the trend continued, right? Much easier to trade with the trend. So trading in the middle of those two zones are much more difficult. So what you really want to wait for, okay, in my opinion, is you really should be waiting for price to make a decision, either closing above this 74.60 area or price coming back down towards 73 to pick up your next buy area. When you start trying to guess price here in the middle, it becomes very risky and very dangerous. Hey, don't forget, if you're getting some value on this video, hit that like button for me, hit the subscribe button, notifications, and share this video. Okay, so wrapping up this video, coming back to the monthly, we have to take a look at this right here. Okay, we've had already a couple of touches. The current month is very close. We could see, and I actually expect that we may have some more further downward movement unless something news related happens. We need to kind of wait to see what happens around that 72 area. We are probably going to look at 73 again into 72 this week, unless something happens overseas that prevents that from happening and they take the news. So again, you should be cognizant of this trend line right here and what's going to happen at this trend line, which is at about $72 a barrel. If we close below that trend line, then we are dipping definitely into the 60s. Hey, I hope you got some value on this video. Again, trading is not hard. We as humans, we make it hard because of our emotions and our trading psychology. Again, if you got some value on this video, definitely hit the like button. If you're brand new, welcome to your new trading home. Come on in. We never master anything, but we're just very good at crude oil. It's what I've been doing for a long time. Come on and trade it. Even though it's volatile, we give you at least 20 pips a day with our setups. Come in, grab some pips, secure your account, grow over time is the success to trading. It is not a one-hit wonder. It takes years to grow your account the right way. And so there's just unfortunately too much fluff and too much fake news inside of YouTube and trading communities that promise, but totally under-deliver. All right, if you have any questions, drop them below in the comments, and I answer all my questions, even on vacation, within 24 to 48 hours. Have a great trading week. Use lower lot sizing. Use smart trading tactics, and understand that if you trade alone is hard, but trading in a community is much easier. So if you want more information, you've got a website down there below. Come on in and check it out. We would love to have you. And not because it's me, but join the almost over 300 international traders, chat with them real time, and definitely find some awesome trade setups. Have a great trading week.